Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pacers Daily. I am your host, Hery Acosta. What can I say? What can I say? 2-1 Pacers lead. The vibes were immaculate last night, 116 to 107. You already know the Pacers wanted to win at home in front of Gamebridge. They have not played a finals game in that arena in 25 years. They showed up, they showed out, and that's just how you do it. It all starts with the bench. 49 points for the Indiana bench. 27 for Matherin, 10 for McConnell, 8 for Toppin, 8 for Shepard. Bench was hitting from everywhere. McConnell was an absolute monster last night. I give him the MVP of yesterday. A lot of the topics that I'm talking about, all the topics I'm talking about today, every single one of them has to do with McConnell. Obviously, the whole team itself, but this all starts with how McConnell presented himself in Game 3. 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals, all in 15 minutes off the bench. And these weren't just like regular steals, like they brought the ball up the court and McConnell. No, 3 of them were inbound off a made basket. So we turned 2-point possessions into 4 or 5-point possessions. That was a big play where um, McConnell gets a steal off the inbound, hits it back to Siakam. Siakam hits it to Neesmith, then Siakam. Siakam misses a three. McConnell then grabs the offensive rebound and pretty much no look passes it to Matherin for an easy two. An absolute monstrous game. Matherin with 27, very efficient, got to the free throw line more than SGA. To be fair, he could have even gotten more. There were some plays there that weren't called. But just an all-around amazing game from our bench. Wonderful. Ben Shepherd was getting in the paint. Obi Toppin had a monstrous 8 points and 7 rebounds. That doesn't sound crazy, but off the bench, it's a very good stat line. And a lot of it has to do also with the defense. 17 turnovers, 13 steals that the Pacers had. We forced more turnovers than they did. We had 13 steals to their 6. A lot of it obviously was McConnell. Halliburton had an all-around game as well. Um, but the Pacers were able to make sure SGA had potentially perhaps his second worst game of the playoffs. I still think that game 3 against Minnesota was maybe his worst playoff performance this year. But this was his career high in turnovers. Shea had 6 turnovers. J-Dub had 4. That's 10 turnovers between your top 2 players. That's not good for Oklahoma, especially playing in Indy where it's not the easiest environment to win. Don't get me wrong, the Pacers have lost 2 games at home this playoffs, but it was game 3 against Cleveland where it looked like they needed that game to just kind of regroup. And in game 3 against New York where they blew that 20-point lead, which just kind of tasted their own medicine. It happens. But they came to Oklahoma came to Indy and had no idea what they got themselves into in game 3. Pacers was all around amazing on the defensive end. Miles Turner had 5 blocks. Turner had a off night shooting. He had some pretty bad plays on offense, but when it came to the defense, fourth quarter Turner was one of the main reasons we won that game. Fourth quarter Turner was holding Chet to nothing. Shea had 3 points in the fourth quarter. J-Dub was their best player in the fourth quarter. He was actually getting some buckets. But outside of J-Dub in the fourth, everybody was locked down. And the problem was that Neesmith was in foul trouble all this whole game. So he had to kind of play off of J-Dub a little bit, which is why J-Dub had such a good game in the third and fourth quarter. But that part doesn't really matter too much, especially when you come with the energy that the Pacers did come with. It all starts with the bench. We have perhaps the best bench unit in the NBA, best scoring bench in the regular season. Very good scoring in the postseason. But it all starts with McConnell. McConnell is that energy guy off the bench. Kobe Toppin has been the certified six man um, all season. Matherin is pretty much there as well, but this was a game where everybody was bringing energy one way or another. Neesmith, Nemhard, and Turner were under all were under 10 points, but that really didn't matter when this is one of those games. Pacers only had four players in double figures. Normally they have 6 to 7. So if the Pacers can win a game having four players in double figures, just imagine when everybody's hitting on every cylinder. And yeah, game two, they had more players in double figures and they still lost, but our defense was a little bit lower. But this was also the first game where the Pacers had a 20-point score. We had three. Siakam 21, Halliburton 22, and we had 27 from Matherin. So just the energy was there. Players were getting more touches. They were able to get more plays in. And like I've mentioned, the all-around performance was wonderful. It starts at Halliburton, ends at the bottom of the bench. Every single person that played had somewhat of an impact. Um, we pretty much ran a nine-man. We had Thomas Bryant in for 3 minutes, but the nine-man rotation that played from Halliburton to Shepherd, immaculate. Just as good of a game as you can get, especially against the number one seed in the NBA, a team who everyone believes was going to sweep us or win in five. But now it's 2-1 Indy. Game four is in Gamebridge. The Thunder are now realizing how the Pacers really are. Also, they were handing these out yesterday, which I thought these are actually really cool. These are actually really cool. I put this up close to this one, but all around, Pacers had a near perfect game. This is the crazy part. It was probably one of their worst 3-point shooting nights that I've seen. They were missing everything. Hallie hit four threes, but outside of Hallie, that 3-point shot was not hitting. Obi Toppin had to stop shooting threes and settle for inside the paint. Turner hit one or two, and after that, he was just missing every single other shot, whether he was open or not. Siakam was not hitting threes. Neesmith hit one. Nemhard hit one. So once they realized that the three ball was killing them rather than helping them win, they went over to the paint, which I talked about in the last episode. I said we got to get in the paint more because we have some strong players that can get in the paint. There was a play in the fourth quarter, which I thought this is exactly how Miles Turner should be playing the game of basketball. He shouldn't be spotted up behind the 3-point line the whole time. Yeah, we've seen him hit 5 or 6 threes in a game before, multiple times, but that's not what he needs to be, especially against a player like Chet Holmgren. Chet's a very good defender, but he has one flaw, and it's the fact that he is very skinny and can get bullied by the biggest centers. Turner is about 250, 260. Oh, the play in the fourth quarter, Pacers were up one. Turner gets the ball down low from Halliburton, and instead of taking a contested layup, bullies Chet off the ball and gets an easy putback, like well, not putback, but an easy 2-point layup. It's just plays like that you gotta start to realize, okay, this is the flaw of this player. Chet cannot guard a center in the paint when you put a body on him. If you put that body into him, he's out of the play. That's an easy two. Siakam needs to do the same thing. Siakam can bully him either. When Hartenstein is not in the game, because Hartenstein is a very good interior defender as well, and he is a bigger body. If Chet's that main defender, you got to go in there. We have a bunch of players that can knock him off. Players like Neesmith and Nemhard are also two very strong players for their size. So, just stuff like that to look forward to for game four and just kind of go back to see how we did in game three. But as always, you know what I like to say. Boom, baby. This is Pacers Daily with Hery Acosta. Y'all have a great day.